I'm Maggie Fox. I'm the founder and CEO of Social Media Group, and I'm the host of the Social Shakeup, which is a conference upcoming in Atlanta, September 16th and 17th. It's put on by Social Media Today and Blog World, and of course we're hoping you can join us there. And today we're going to be talking to Linda Brunner. Linda is the Vice President of Web Operations Management for Siemens Healthcare. And Linda, you're going to be speaking at the conference.
I am. I'm looking forward to it.
We're really excited about it too. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and what you do at Siemens, and maybe we can talk a little bit about what you'll be talking about.
Okay. So I'm a scientist by heart and education, and spent most of my professional career in the pharmaceutical industry. Took a hiatus, raised two boys, and then stepped back in with Bayer Diagnostics that was then eventually acquired by Siemens. And currently I have responsibility on a global level for Siemens Healthcare, for their healthcare sector, for our online presence. So the web properties that are customer facing, as well as any digital marketing initiatives that we drive.
That's fascinating that you've made this journey from scientist to marketer.
Yes. And I actually transitioned. I did a lot of work, research work, and did beta testing for laboratory information management systems, and then was approached by a technical organization that said, hey, you do really well in technical marketing, which I had absolutely no background in. But it piqued my interest, and I tried it out, and I really enjoy it. And so now I've married the R&D background with the IT technology, but then also making sure that we serve up the right content at the right place for our customers and prospects.
That's fascinating, and of course we see marketing emerging and sort of evolving into this blend of art and science, and it feels like you really have both of those pieces. Obviously, as a former scientist, you're bringing the science part for sure, right?
Yeah, and the team, I mean, I have a global team, and we actually have representatives that have background in creative and in design, and then also folks that have computer science backgrounds and sociology backgrounds, which brings in that, you know, what is that behavioral impact of what we're doing, and then are we really serving the customer's needs ultimately?
Yeah, and I mean the ability to take the data, and you know, everyone can gather data. Gathering data is not a problem; it's a filter problem, right? Yeah. It's a taking the data and bringing meaning to it, and showing what business value it's going to deliver. Are you finding that you have the right skill sets on your team to do that? Is that a big part of what you do?
Our mantra for the team is really data-driven decision making, and I always have the adage, you can torture numbers long enough and they'll confess to anything.
Ah, great.
And often in large organizations you get into analysis paralysis, but in this particular case, with big data, with predictive analytics, we can really make a difference, and we can help support the business, their goals and objectives, as well as the objectives and needs for our customers.
Oh, fascinating. I'm really looking forward to your panel. I think it'll be great. So we're going to be doing a mobile health panel. And you recently supervised and supported a global rollout of mobile-ready content across all of your web presences. Why don't you talk to us? I mean, that's a huge project. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
It was a huge project, about 18 months.
Wow.
We really changed out the infrastructure for our web presence, and enabled at the same time, depending on device that you're coming with, to display content, browser-based, tablet-based, as well as a smartphone. And using a single content management system to then make it easier for across the different business units that are under the healthcare sector to provide us content that then is deployed across all of those channels. Because right now, while the numbers are still somewhat smaller, people, their professional and their personal lives are melding, and that gray is going away, and they're looking for information when it's convenient for them to either act on immediately or to act on at some point in the future. And the mobile devices, much smaller screens, so less is more, but you really need to drive from a digital first perspective and then be able to serve that information up to them succinctly and with relevancy.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, it sounds so obvious, like, of course. But I imagine it was probably a little difficult to get the organization to recognize this need.
Yes. That it was a longer process. Siemens, steeped in engineering, IT technology background, delivering our brand promise, was something that we wanted to do, but then to make sure that you have representation, stakeholders across the business. In the healthcare industry, you're highly regulated, so you really need to make sure that your legal and your regulatory partners are on board with you, and that the content that we get out there. So it was a long process. I think people are really excited about it now. It really enables us to get to our customers in the B2B space with information and enable some of the newer technologies. For example, text messaging, combining that with events. QR codes, how we can get them then to act on something to then follow up with, either immediately or at some point in the future.
Oh, fantastic. Well, I'm really looking forward to you joining us in Atlanta. I think it's going to be great. So hopefully you'll be able to join us as well. So thank you very much, Linda Brunner from Siemens Healthcare, and we'll hopefully see you in Atlanta on September 16th and 17th at the Social Shakeup.